everyone.
How's it going?
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
The peas.
The peas. Loba dramas.
Sweet Loba. It's really more that she's a husky, duh. So we can't get frustrated at her when we're working all day and we only take her on small, short walks and she can't get a good walker run in. And then she's just high strung like at night and she's flipping her shit. Like, it's not her fault.
It's not her fault, but
definitely
we can still get frustrated.
Yeah. I mean, of course, we're human beings.
I think that is a healthy human emotion.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. But anyway, so hi everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to our podcast. I'm Basecamp.
I'm Yeti Legs.
Did that throw you off because I went first?
Yeah. Our podcast name is Yeti
Walks Into Basecamp.
And we've already introduced ourselves, so we're not going to say it again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Welcome to our Basecamp if you're watching on YouTube.
Yes.
It is literally Basecamp flags.
It looks cool, doesn't it?
I mean, you should check it out, people.
We'll keep putting little stuffs up there.
Even though we haven't yet. But we do have like our Colorado 14ers. Wesley actually painted this world map. You can't see it, but it's above the flags. Yeah. And then we've got the national parks thingy-madooger.
There.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, so this is our base camp.
Yep.
And this is our part 2.
This is the part 2 of Hiker Hacks with Pierre, Builda Paladin.
Buildy. Yeah. We hope you enjoyed part 1. If you're tuning in and you haven't listened to part 1, go back and listen to part 1 because Builda has some really legit, really cool information on gear that I think is really valuable. You learn some stuff about sleeping bags I didn't realize. And he just has some really cool little tricks of the trade. He shares some in this one too. And if you're listening on podcast and you want to see what he's talking about, the things he showed us, then go to our YouTube.
Yeah.
So you can see what he's talking about.
But also you should watch the first episode because it really clues you in to Builda-Bear's sense of humor, which you may not pick up if you jump in midway through the interview.
Yeah, he's this Belgian lad.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. And to give context, we actually know him from the PCT. We met him probably 2 weeks in and we leapfrogged with him throughout the rest of the hike. So, good guy.
Hey, Builda-Bear, I just made this koozie to insulate my power bank. What do you think about it? You still okay?
I mean, Wesley was so happy. Like, he was so proud of himself.
I was so proud
for
of
making these koozies out of
like the same stuff that you put in your windshield to reflect the sun. Looks like that.
Yeah. And he created these koozies for our battery power banks because in hopes that the cold wouldn't suck the battery life out.
That would help insulate them a little bit.
And he's so happy. He's like beaming like a child that made an entire Lego set for hours. Like, he's so happy about this thing. And he goes over to Builda and he's like, look at this. He's so excited. And then he comes back to me. He's just so sad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what happened? And he's like, well, I don't think Builda liked it.
He did not.
He wasn't very impressed.
Oh, well.
But it's also because he makes his own backpacks and sleeping bags and his own clothing.
Yeah.
Even. Yeah.
He's an awesome guy.
He is.
So we're going to cover the rest of some of the gear he's made in this episode, some of the hiker hacks that he has created and used. And then at the end, I will go into some other little hiker hacks that I've learned in my browsings along the webs.
There you have it, everyone.
Yes.
So we hope you enjoy this episode of Pierre, Builda Paladin Part 2.
That was a lot of P's.
Triple P's.
Those P's hit real hard.
Yeah.
Anyways, enjoy.
So Builda, did you create any small trinkets like for any of the trails you did, or are you also creating anything for this trail coming up for the CDT that you feel like helped you and made life easier?
When you say I create my gear, it's like very generous because I've had exactly 2 original ideas on my own. Everything else is just stuff that I've seen that I liked and I tried and it worked. And so I'll just keep doing that. It's just like nothing original. There's like one thing that's just how I attach the shoulder straps and the hip belts on the back. It just makes it easier to sew, so it's not really like something that will revolutionize how you hike with it or whatever. But the other original idea that I've had is just this thing. It's just like a mitten hook and like suspender
Oh,
clip thingy, and it's just to like put stuff to dry on my pack, just to hang it and not lose
Wait, so
it. So it's the mitten hook to secure it on my
this
pack,
this is
and
the suspender
let me
strap.
a
just
Okay.
grab.
suspender strap. So it's like if you have a towel or like a hiking towel and you're like, I just need to dry my
Yeah,
hiking towel.
just like a
This is
handkerchief or
brilliant.
something like that. And
Oh,
at first, I would just like kind of sew loops of cords to everything, but if you have to buy a new one because the old one is just shot, it just not it doesn't work anymore. This is like more like universal, and I can put it wherever, on the shoulder straps or on the body of the pack. And yeah, I was trying to show that it's secure, but yeah, it usually works.
Wow.
that is brilliant.
Yeah,
So
so that's half of my original ideas is just that putting two pieces of plastic together with a small piece of
Patent pending,
strap.
right? Patent
wow.
pending.
So
Yeah,
okay, wait. You said you put it with a strap. So I'm trying to see. Can you pull it back up?
yeah, there's just a small bit of
Yeah, I see it.
like
And then you
webbing
sewed it
in
together
between the
so that
two.
it stays.
Yeah,
Huh.
took me a
There you
full
go. There
30
you go.
seconds
Oh my
to
gosh,
cut it
that's
and sew it.
wild.
Okay.
Right. I thought I had turned my phone on Do Not Disturb and it's not on Do Not Disturb.
How dare they call?
I know. Sorry, we just had a random phone call.
No, thanks for sharing that.
Dude, that is so cool. Do you have multiples of those or just one?
Could make more.
There you go.
I have more mitten hooks, I have more webbing, I have more clips.
You might have your first customer here.
Yeah.
I know. That's such a brilliant
I-
idea.
I'll send
Seriously.
some your way.
Please,
Please
please,
do.
please, please. We would love that. I think that's such a great idea because you always have stuff hanging from your pack, but like when
Yeah.
you start the day because something's wet.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
Whether
what
it's
would
socks.
you know
I like to say that you should only have stuff that you can, like, all the stuff that you have that can get wet, you should be able to dry it on your pack because you don't want to have to stop and like spread all your stuff on the ground and
Yeah.
wait for it to dry. You want it to dry while you are hiking.
Yeah.
So, small towel, just one extra pair of socks, one pair of underwear and stuff like that. It's just small stuff on the pack, you know.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant idea.
It is. I feel like it would be great if there was something that would allow you to like hang a rain fly or to hang your
Mhm.
sleeping bag on the outside of your pack so that it could dry. Because I can only do like one or the other, and I usually just like put it underneath
Straps.
one of the straps and just like let it hang, and it looks like I have
Like a
a
cloak.
shitty cape or something on. But that's how I typically dry it. Is that what you do?
Most of the time, I would just have it like a wet tent, just on the outside, in an outside pocket of the pack, and
Yeah.
yeah, some kind of mesh pocket so that it's it's probably not going to dry much, but at least it can drip, and
Yeah.
you yeah
Yeah.
Okay.
do what you can.
You do what you can.
You do.
You have to improvise a lot.
a lot.
Yeah. Okay, here's another good question, and I have one thing in mind whenever I ask this. What creative hacks do you have for hikers to use in their gear loadout? So it's like stuff that people can make or stuff that people could buy. And specifically, when I ask you this, I'm thinking about the coupler that you used. So whenever we would get to a town, you would go to a hiker box and you would couple two fuel cans
Oh yeah.
together. So would you talk about that and any other little hacks that you might have?
Yeah, so this small valve that you can use to connect two gas canisters together so that you can use one to fill the other one. So
Hmm.
most of the time in the hiker box you'll find like a bunch of almost empty gas canisters that people say, okay, I'm not going to carry it for like 1 or 2 bowls worth of gas. But if you just take them and like consolidate all the gas into one small like 100 gram 4 ounces can, then it's kind of easy to stay like supplied with gas for your stove along the trail. I didn't have like that much luck with it on the AT.
Yeah.
I think those like valves are getting more popular, so you definitely see less
Um,
uh, like almost empty gas cans in the hiker box.
Hmm.
Um, but on the PCT, I just had to buy gas twice, and one of them was because I was just heading out of town and I didn't think about finding a place with a hiker box. So I just hopped into a shop and bought a gas
Jeez.
can.
There you go.
That is wild. I didn't realize that you only bought two on the trail.
Good Lord.
We bought like
A lot.
50.
Now, when you're marrying the two cans together, one needs to be colder than the other. You want to talk about that?
It's better to have like the butter one, the one you want to feel cooler than the other one. It helps like getting all of the gas down. Uh, just like a difference of pressure between the two cans. Um,
Okay.
so what you can do is putting the one that you want to fill in the sun, and if you're staying at a hotel, motel, or hostel or wherever, try to put the one you want to fill in the freezer or the fridge for a few minutes, and then when you connect them, there's like a large
Oh, wow.
Sure.
temperature difference, and then it just goes so much faster.
We have three more questions and then the rapid fires.
Yeah. I'm curious because we all go through this experience of like our base weights and all this stuff and like cutting things out. Have you through the process removed things or shaved specific pieces that you're like, I don't need this?
Think most of the like cutting down on weight I've done before the trail, like before the PCT specifically. But then on trail, I tend to pick up some more gear that I find out that I need in the end. So yeah, but I'm also like getting fitter, so I'm able to carry that weight, that extra weight, more comfortably.
Hmm.
Uh, and yeah, so for example, like the head net when we hit Oregon, I didn't have one, and that was not good at first. And I was so happy to find one in the hiker box. I don't know if you've seen those. It's one of those caches that also had like boxes of stuff like first aid kits and I don't know, there was like mosquito repellent and head nets and
Yeah.
power
Yeah.
Yeah.
banks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at one of those, I found a head net, and I realized that usually when I do that, I just end up buying or getting something that's heavier than what I have at home that I didn't bring. So for the CDT, I just want to, have everything. And if I realize that in the end I don't need it, I will just, ditch it. Maybe I'll send it to you guys.
Smart.
We'll be
But
your hiker box.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
That's awesome.
It's yeah.
What what about like
But
cutting the handle off your
I've
toothbrush?
uh, I I had to have like a toothbrush that's like the handle. It's a box that it like you put the
Mm-hmm.
brush in. So I didn't cut that. There's not a whole bunch of stuff that I kind of cut in half or whatever. But yeah, I think if you want to cut away the easiest and fastest and cheapest way to do it is to just not bring stuff. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
That is funny.
because you can buy all the lightweight gear that you want. It's still heavier than not bringing it.
That's true.
That is very, very true.
Oh.
That's
So
hilarious.
yeah, but I pick stuff up along the hike, but I also at some point okay, do is it a good time to just lose some stuff that I'm not using? And uh, I, I I think I'm able to realize when okay, this I'm not using it, I don't really need it, and so for example, that wind shirt that I loved on the PCT, I brought it on the AT too, but uh, you're always in the trees, in the woods, and you're not exposed to the wind as much. And it was not breathable enough to be comfortable on the AT because it's so humid, and in the middle of summer it's hot and humid, and you don't really want like a wind shirt. So
Yeah.
I just left it in the hike box. So
Oh, you left it. I was going to ask if you were
yep.
bringing it on the CDT. Are you bringing one then on the CDT?
No, I don't have like a designated wind top for the CDT, but I do have like a much more breathable rain jacket that I can wear and still be comfortable in,
Hmm.
um,
Smart.
while moving.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Okay.
so you know, I I did like ditch a bunch of stuff that I sent to you guys on the
Yeah.
AT, like my beer can and pot and stove and sandals and shirt and
Oh, the bear
Which,
can.
which aren't you going to need
some
those things on the CDT?
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
You won't need the bear
Yeah,
can though until
yeah,
Rocky Mountain. So that's
mhm,
past us. So you can just
yeah,
like
Yeah.
pick it up on the way. Yeah.
Did you ever use hair
probably.
ties to fasten stuff to your backpack? That's a hack I've heard
Uh,
people use. Crush uses that.
nope.
No,
Yeah, so
I've
you
never heard
like
that.
you put it through and then you loop it through itself and then it kind of just sticks.
Yep.
Yep.
Uh, I have one hair tie in my gear that I use, and if it's in the backhand, so you can look into it. It's to like yeah, roll the windshield of my stove, so it's inside my
Oh,
pot and with all my stove and stuff, and
Okay.
it's just like to keep it rolled. It's like a cone shaped windshield,
Okay.
and
You
that's
know,
it's just
awesome.
to keep it rolled. So
we've had this bear can for like a half year and I haven't gone through it yet. I'm so curious what's in there.
well, there's the fleece beanie, like the Build-A-Bear beanie.
Oh, the Build-A-Bear beanie
The
is
Yep.
there.
icon.
What?
There's so my pot and stove and yeah, all my cooking setup from the AT, and I switched to like a screw top, not a
Okay.
talented jar, but something bigger.
Okay.
Uh, and you also have my sandals that I didn't use much. My Jolly Gear shirt that I found was not that comfortable in the like humid climate of the AT.
It
And I
stays
Oh,
actually
wet.
talked
yeah.
to Jolly uh, at the trail days on the AT, and I told him that yeah, it's not like the most
Good.
breathable top,
Yeah.
and yeah, he knows it, and it was designed for the PCT and the like
Yeah.
dry trails, and that's definitely where it performs the best. Uh, I would not recommend that specific top for the AT, but there's plenty of people that I've seen using it and being super happy with them, so
Yeah.
maybe it can work for you.
You know what you should try out, Build-A-Bear? You should
Ooh.
try out the Jolly Gear dress.
Oh,
Yep, but
I thought you were gonna say
I know.
Galena.
No, it's super breathable,
You
I'll bet.
you know what? Build it when you're in
Leadville.
Leadville. Colorado on the trail, there's a shop there that we discovered called GALENA Mountain Projects, and they do sun shirts for like this terrain.
Bamboo.
And it's made out of bamboo, and it's like it helps kind of mask the smell,
the
funk, and also dries really, really fast, and it feels cooler on the body.
It's pretty sweet.
It's really not, but we got some, and I loved mine. Like
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with them. Anyway, but yeah, you should check out. They're a cottage company. They make everything, here, and they really love feedback. They love hearing people's, like, especially through hikers. So yeah, they're cool peeps. Anyway, do you want to go on to the next?
Yeah, I have one last quick question while we're on this topic.
I love it. This is great.
So I would be shocked if you told me you didn't have a little sewing kit with you at all times. Do you also carry duct tape?
Yeah, my repair kit is mostly like duct tape, like a thread and needles, and sometimes like some type of glue. Usually I don't like fly with it, so I just wait until I need it to buy it. Like super glue or sim grip or aqua seal, depending on what I need to glue. Yeah,
Oh,
it's definitely not much. Maybe a couple of like zip ties.
Okay.
ooh, zip ties. Okay, that's something we never
Yeah.
threw in ours.
Do you carry stuff like safety pins or gear
Nope.
patch tape, or do you just use duct tape? Okay.
Yeah, duct tape. It's like the most versatile, and if you need like a more permanent fix, you can still wait for the next town and buy something like better
Okay.
Yeah.
suited.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's cool.
Man, whenever we were in, like, we got to Washington, our zipper just started to fail for our tent.
Mhm.
And I was like, God, I wish I knew how to fix this, because the manufacturer sent us like zipper lubrication and cleaning
Mm.
supplies. And I'm like, I can't
Yeah,
carry all
it's
this.
it was probably too late for that, but it's good to take care of your zippers,
Yeah,
like
we learned that the hard way.
preventively.
Yeah. Oh, we used and abused the zippers. Yeah.
Yeah, we should actually, for our next through hike, we should remember to lubricate them before. Well, we're gonna try the Z pack with Loba, but we don't know yet if we don't know how she's gonna do in a Z pack. So
We'll give it a go.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right. The next question, good sir. So on the PCT, I remember this quote that you said, and this was in Etna. You said, hiking is overrated. I want to hear what you meant by that then, if you still believe it, and if you think hiking is just full on type 2 fun, or if you experience it in the moment too.
Yeah, so I don't really remember that one.
Oh, you said it.
you must have been having
Yeah,
a bad
probably.
week.
But I'm not like 100% certain of what I meant back then, but I can see like two possible way to explain it. It's either like kind of sarcastically, just trying to pretend to play it cool and yeah, sure, it's fine, but yeah. I'm not a huge nerd about hiking, and yeah, I'm too cool for that,
Yeah, of course you are.
I think what was funny
so
about
it was
that.
either that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no,
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead. You keep going.
So it's either that, or maybe I just meant like, the PCT is pretty like 100% the best trail that I've hiked. Like it's beautiful, and it's the best like views per effort ratio that you can get, I think. Like it's mostly it's an easy trail to hike, but it's like the landscapes and the views that you get are just amazing.
Yeah.
And but it's not the best part about the experience.
Yeah.
And that's wild, because it's the trail in itself is objectively the best that I've hiked, but it's not the best part about hiking the PCT.
Mm.
What was the best part of hiking the PCT?
You guys.
Oh,
It's about the people, isn't it?
Tramily.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
it's
people.
it's a whole thing. It's
Yeah.
It's what you take with you
and
after.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so after the AT, I went back to Oregon to hike like the 70-ish miles that I was missing, due to the Lion's Head fire closure. And
Yeah.
I was really afraid that it wouldn't feel as good, because I would be kind of on my own just for a small section. And it's not like
Yeah.
a high hiking season. I wouldn't meet many people, and maybe I remember it being super cool and like fun and enjoyable. And maybe when I go back there, it won't be the same. But it was still pretty cool.
It
It
was
was so
different.
yeah, definitely worth it, and even like kind of off season, and yeah, I would
Wow.
I
Hmm.
had a blast.
That's
So yeah, the,
amazing.
the 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 PCT for me is definitely like a special trail, and
Yeah.
so far, if I had to do like a trail for a second time, it would be that one.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I get it though. The
Yeah.
PCT, it's just so special. It's a special
Yeah,
trail. Like, yeah.
it is.
I think whenever you come through here on the CDT, I would love to interview you about like the TA and your Appalachian Trail experience
Actually in
too.
person, yeah.
We don't have the time for this episode, but
um no, that's interesting because I think when you said hiking is overrated, it was the day that you were taking your trail zero and it was raining, and I think you were just like, "Fuck all
over
this,
it.
like I'm over it." But
Yeah.
I think that's what your day. I think you were just having
No,
a bad day.
yeah.
Yeah, it
No,
was just
I
funny.
I wasn't having a bad day. It's just I was also waiting for a new tent that I shipped to Etna, and it,
Oh,
it wouldn't get like there before the next day, so I didn't have to get in town. So I didn't have to hike in the rain, so I
Yeah.
didn't.
oh, I see. Okay, okay, okay.
And you
No,
saved on probably $100 on a place to stay that night too.
seriously.
Yeah.
Uh, no, I when I stayed in Etna, I camped in the park there.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember if it was free or just like the
I think
cheap,
it was
but
free. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Um,
But
okay.
if I stayed there, I would have gone like to eat, to drink,
Oh
a
yeah.
bunch of stuff. So town days are still
Yep.
always
Oh,
like
dude.
expensive.
Oh yes, we're dropping lots of money.
Man, do you remember the Etna Brewery? Their beers were like 250 or something. You remember that?
Yeah, they gave us like cheap
No,
beers.
no, they have like a day of the week
It was like a Tuesday or
or
something.
something. They have super cheap beers,
I
but it
remember
was good
it.
too.
Yeah, it was Builda, it was you, us, Tohi, it was
The Korean juices. Yeah, we
Deuces,
played
And
what was
and
that
sabotage.
game?
Sabotage.
Yeah,
They put it was a card game that
Oh
we all
God.
played that Deuces and Tohi would play
Cabo.
all the time. But we were like drinking a lot of beer and playing cards. That was so fun.
Oh, that was a good time in
It
Etna.
was. Okay, here's a question for you. Ever since you hiked the PCT in 2022, how has your life changed? Well, let's ask that first. How has your life changed since you hiked the PCT?
My kind of hot take about through hiking is that through hiking will not change your life. It might change you or teach you some things about you that you didn't know before. But then when you go back home, you still have to change your life yourself accordingly if you want to. But there's still like a lot more process to it than just going back and then, okay, my life's changed, and it
Yeah.
doesn't happen on its own.
Yeah.
And also the thing is, I just jumped back on trail pretty much just after it, and then again just after the next one.
Yeah.
So it's only this winter that I got to actually kind of spend time at home and thinking about what's coming next and what I want to do, and got the time to actually kind of prepare it. I know that I'm still leaving for another few months soon, so I didn't really start that process fully, I feel like.
Mm,
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's definitely like a process that starts like in the mind during the through hike, but it's not it's not the end of it. And
yeah.
uh, one specific thing that I really noticed is when I got back home, like every time, it's just kind of feeling overwhelmed with how much stuff I own. Like, I don't need that. Why did I buy
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
What was I thinking? It's not when you're just
Exactly.
living out of a 50-ish Liz backpack for months on end and you're having the time of your life, you just realize, huh, all that stuff it didn't make me happy.
Yeah.
Just for like short while once you buy it and then okay, it's fun and then every time you move you have to just move it. It
Yeah.
sucks.
Yep. Yep. We feel that too.
I
Oh
feel I
man.
feel like the stuff that
Yeah,
we
you
have,
you you've moved recently, so you know.
we have.
Yeah, and then we pretty much all our furniture was free. We found furniture for free because I was like, we're gonna be moving again. We're gonna be
Mhm.
Yeah.
doing another hike again. Like we think in a nomad lifestyle now.
Yeah. The stuff you have, it kind of tethers you to a place. Like the more you have, the more difficult it is to get rid of, and it's just like there, and you feel obligated to it. Like if I have an unread book, I feel obligated to keep it because I haven't read it. Like it's just there, and it may never get read, but I'll just carry it around until I decide to read it one day. Yeah.
Now, Bilda, do you think that doing all these trails, do you think it's created a new career path for you and kind of set you on a different trajectory?
Well, mostly it helped me realize that I really didn't want to go back to my old job.
Mm,
Uh, so I was kind of having a bad time at that job in the last year or so, and it was time to leave. But before the PCT, I was kind of thinking, okay, maybe I just need a break, and maybe after that I'll get to enjoy it again. But once I've kind of kept hiking, and yeah, I think it was after New Zealand, maybe on the AT, I really realized, oh no, it's time to do something else, and yeah, so maybe something more kind of meaningful, but also I know that I want to do other through hikes in the future. Probably not like next year. I think I'm ready to kind of spend some time doing something else for a while. Uh, but as I say, you realize some new stuff during the through hike, but then when you get home, you have to actually like change
do
it.
it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Uh, so I kind of started a new job part-time this winter with a friend of mine who does like uh, energy ratings of housing. So just if people want to like do renovation and insulation of the house or apartment or whatever, you just go to their home and just look at kind of how it's built and what they use for space heating and like what kind of bowl and like for hot water and stuff and all the stuff that uses energy and like eventually solar panels or something like that. And you say, it's kind of a European framework too, so you have kind of a energy rating with like letters, and A is good and B is a little worse, and it goes up all the way down to G. And also, if you want to rent or sell your uh, house or apartment, you have to have that rating. So it's kind of an official-ish. No, it's official, but people who do the ratings are not like working for the government, but it's still like a license to do it. So there's like training and an exam to pass. So yeah, I've started doing that with my friend, just part time, and just doing the parts that he can. Um, I don't know how to say it, but have other people do the stuff that legally he has to do himself, but there's some stuff that I can do even if I'm not yet like licensed to do it. I've done like the training. I still have to pass the exam. But yeah, it's fun to have like kind of a more, I think, meaningful job because it's, working in like the wider framework of energy transition for like reducing all the energy consumption and carbon footprint of all the buildings and housing, in Belgium and Europe, in general, it's a real big like topic of like energy consumption and CO2 emissions. So it's good that to know that in the end that's what I'm working for, but also it's a lot less. It's more real. Like it's not a desk job. Like there's a bunch of stuff on the computer to do all the calculation, but in the end you're just going to people's home and just explaining to them what they can do, what they should do, what's the most like. And it's hard when you want to do all that kind of stuff in your home. It's hard to know what to do, what's like the priority, what the priority, uh, what's the first thing you want to do, priorities.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting to the end of that bottle.
Heard that.
And yeah, it's good to feel like the technical know-how and the advice that you give really make a difference. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's
What's
a
the
small
year?
part, and but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
and the fact that it's kind of working freelance, so I'm my own boss, and
Yeah.
if I want to leave for a
You
few months
can.
to do another
Yeah.
through hike, well, if I can afford it, I can do it.
There you go.
It's true. Freelance life, there's just no ties to it's like, well, I'm going away. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I feel like that job probably gives you a sense of fulfillment too. Like not only is it flexible, but there's
Yeah.
there's fulfillment and accomplishment in what you're doing, and that's the way the world is heading. We got to reduce our carbon footprint by what's the cutoff year now? 2050. It used to be
Yeah.
2100. And I mean, even if we do zero carbon emissions right now for the next like century, we're still going to have warming. So we just need to cut back as much as we can. So thank you
Yeah.
for what you do, good sir.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to protect the thing that we love, right? We love to get outside and
Mm.
hike, and we got to keep it alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was something I feel like I really learned on the PCT more than I ever had in my life was that the planet, nature, the earth protects us. Like it does protect us and it's good to us and it tries to help us. And I feel like on the trail, I was always, I mean, it gave me shade. It gave me water. It gave me sun. It gave me stuff. And I just feel like I haven't given it what it deserves. And so that really changed an impact in me of just a real authentic way of like, how do I protect what has given me so much life and goodness,
Yeah. And then when we did the TMB, we could see all the glacial regression, like where it used to be and what it is now.
Yeah.
It pales in comparison to what it used to be. It's sad.
Nuts. I was like, holy shit. And it's like you don't see this stuff until you're actually living it.
Yeah.
Like hiking through the fires and like it drove me crazy when we got back and people would say when we tell them about the fires we were experiencing, on the PCT, and these idiots would be like, oh, well, fires are normal. I mean, you're supposed to experience fires
And you are.
Mhm.
and you are, but I'm like,
Yeah, I've had
I'm like,
that
do you hear me
argument
though?
too.
Like,
It's not.
right. Right. And it's like, no, but these are rapid scale fires where they're just blowing up everywhere
Yeah.
and they're not supposed to be to that level.
The frequency and
Mhm.
the intensity is not
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just, I feel like a lot of people, especially in America, still don't want to admit that what's happening is real and it's hurting,
Yeah.
our environment. So,
I mean, why would you want to protect it when you're waiting on your kingdom in heaven?
Oh.
Like your mansion in
Oh
heaven.
no.
Yeah. I won't go there, but no, thanks for what you do. Thanks for explaining that process. And maybe some people will
Yeah.
glean a little bit of
If you want a worse explanation of what I do, is just go to people's home and then point a laser at things.
which is epic.
I love that
Yeah.
you get paid to point a laser at things.
Yeah.
We like to joke with my friend slash colleague that just okay, it's just snipers.
Snipers.
That's amazing.
Well, Builda Bear, so all the stuff that we've talked about the last hour and a half, is there anything else you wanted to add to any of that, or anything you just want to comment?
Ooh, or any new through hikers, or is there any advice that you'd want to give them?
I have one piece of advice that I've never heard anywhere else.
Yeah.
Is just don't do it. Not hiking, but everything else. If you feel like it's a chore and you don't want to do it, don't do it. You don't need to do it.
Do you mean in life?
In life or in hiking, it's mostly in hiking, but you can like apply that to the rest of your life if you want to. But you know, you feel like cooking is a chore, and then doing the dishes is a chore. And after that, in hiking, you just don't do it. Then just cold soak or just eat some like uncooked stuff, and just stoveless. So don't like prepare a meal that requires water or whatever. Just you don't have to, so
Yeah.
you can just not do it. If you I don't know, feel like it's kind of a hassle to kind of stay clean at the end of the day before you jump into your sleeping bag. Don't do it. Just you're just dirty. You're going to be dirty anyway. If you think you know, uh, I don't know, plenty of stuff like that. If it feels like a chore and you don't want to do it, not doing it is an option, and just don't do it.
That's really good. It's like you don't have to do it.
You don't have to do it. There's way to not do it.
So it's finding another solution.
Find an easier way to do it. You can, but you don't have to.
Yeah. It's finding another solution of like, okay, if I don't feel like doing hot food, then I could do something else. Or like, I love the one where we hated water filtering, so we started doing the gravity filtering.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it's like, man, it's such a chore by the end of the day. You're so tired. You don't want to filter your water anymore.
Yep.
So like if you have not showered in a week and you have a hot date and it might get you to third base or home plate.
Would you clean?
Would you clean if you didn't feel like it?
I probably would feel like it, but I don't know.
Okay.
Never really happened. So yeah.
Okay.
That's so funny.
Not had a lot of success ping blazing. So.
Oh, that was one of our questions. Okay, not a lot of success. That's sad. One day, maybe
by
the
not
CDT
a lot,
Builda.
I mean none.
None. Okay.
Maybe the CDT Builda.
I didn't try that hard, but.
So wait, are you saying you're single and ready to mingle?
Yeah.
There you go. All right, folks. Here's this hot stud muffin of a Belgian right here. We'll get your socials if you want to share any at the end of the episode,
and then
we'll put
knows?
them in the show notes.
Maybe somebody will slide into your DMs.
It's that beard, baby. It's the beard.
Okay, we're gonna move on to
our rapid fire questions.
Yes, rapid fire questions, which you don't know. I heard.
Yep, you have not been
big
told.
Surprise. Everything else was scripted, and I even like wrote my kind of what I wanted to talk about for each question, and now it's going to go.
Like,
I don't
crazy.
Know.
So the rapid fire questions can go for any trail that you've ever hiked, before or after your big trails, whatever, and just say the first thing that comes to mind.
First thing. Okay, you can go first, and I'll do the next one.
Okay, I think I know the answer to this one. Okay,
Banana.
Are you ready?
Ready?
3, 2, 1. What is your favorite trail?
BCT.
Worst poop on trail.
Huh. I don't know.
Does anything come to mind?
No, but best time on trail pooping was in Oregon because I managed to hit like pit toilets all the way through Oregon, so I didn't have to dig a cat hole.
So you brown blazed.
You brown blazed.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. What's your favorite viewpoint from any trail?
That's hard. Some lake in the New Zealand that was like crazy blue, like on par with Crater Lake, and it was good. It was just after like Stag Saddle, that's the highest point on the TA, and on the way down to the next town, you get to see that crazy blue lake, and it's like a greenish, but like in a nice way, not like a pond of water.
Oh,
sounds awesome.
Dude,
and you're just walking along a ridge with the lake like downhill on your right, and you get to see it all the way down. It's so cool.
Dude.
One day.
Most useful piece of gear.
Backpack. It's like the most functional and like really functionally oriented piece of gear, and it's just like purpose built. So it needs to work.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we've talked about this one, but I'm going to reword it. So the original question was, did you ever pink blaze on a trail? So follow someone you were interested in. Okay.
I've kind of been proposed to on trail. Well, not on trail.
What?
Wait a minute. No. You said that nothing had ever happened.
Explain this.
I know.
No, it's just this girl on the AT that was obviously into me. It was not like mutual.
Okay. So she was into you, but you weren't into her.
Yep.
Okay.
And there were a few like opening lines some of the time. And, I don't know if I managed it like in the best way because I didn't really address it, but I didn't like play into it either. So I didn't I didn't do anything to lead her on. Is that the right term? But yeah. Anyways, so one of the opening lines it was actually so on the AT we had like a field trip to New York City at some point, and we spent with a bunch of other hikers watching the skyline in the evening, and I don't know how it came in the conversation, but at some point she said something like I don't know, like Builda Bear. How did she? I don't remember how she said it, but basically just you could ask me to marry you, or something like that. But yeah.
So pretty much, she's like, if you asked me to marry you right now, I'd say yes, kind of thing.
Something probably not literally, but it was
pretty close.
The idea.
Please tell me you didn't say something like dating is overrated.
Wait. Was she? What nationality was she?
She was American.
She was American.
She still is, I think.
Okay.
Unless she moved to Belgium to find you.
Okay. The other flip of that question: have you ever been pink blazed? I guess. So I guess she would be the pink blazer in this situation.
Yeah.
She was chasing after you.
She chased you. So she pink blazed you.
And so she was also like doing a lot of yellow blazing to keep up with her family. That was kind of at the same pace as I was.
No.
Oh, so is that also what turned you off? You're like, nah.
We don't like yellow blazers.
No, I don't like it.
You're like, no. Wait, but did you ever pink blaze any female?
No.
You never did.
Or male.
or male. So you never ever found anyone like, ooh, okay, I want to tap that.
No, but I found out
You
that I
hesitate.
definitely have a type,
Really?
and sadly, apparently, that type is lesbian.
Oh, they
Oh.
they were a lesbian on the trail. So you were like, okay, I'm into this person, and this person was a lesbian, or it's just that you're attracted to lesbians.
Well, usually when I think, yeah, I'm kind of into that person, and I get to know them, and I usually it ends up by just okay, but she's obviously not into me.
Oh.
Oh, that's a bummer. Well, maybe the
Yeah.
CDT. You
D-
still got one long trail in
Yeah.
America left, so.
It's the least populated of the three, so your chances are lower. But
But
I like
hey.
my chances.
yeah, maybe
Okay.
maybe you'll get lucky in Pie Town. Who knows?
Oh,
That's in CDT.
I'm sorry. That was just the way you said it.
Yeah.
Anyway, pie ta- Okay. Next question. Worst gear malfunction.
Hmm. Um, I don't know. I think maybe the seam sealing on my Gossamer Gear tent that just died. So it
On the
peeled off
AT.
on the AT, yeah.
Oh.
So it peeled off, but the I think the fabric is so thin that it doesn't hold like the uh, PU waterproof layer that's inside and the seam tape sticks to. So the seam tapes just peeled off all the waterproofing of the fabric. So not only was the seam not waterproof anymore, but like half inch on the side was also like just the nylon and no waterproofing
Oh.
whatsoever. So it I I, I got a lot of like water coming in on that tent
Oh
by
no.
the end. Yeah.
Wait,
So
did you
Jeez.
take it with you the whole way or did you like trash it?
I trashed it.
Okay.
Smart.
So on the AT, I started with like the tent that I made, but I didn't get to retest it beforehand. So I just had like the Gosamagi one that I got in Etna just the day after you passed me. Uh, so I had that one in a bounce box just in case, and I ended up
Oh,
using it.
okay.
So I trashed the homemade one
Okay.
in trail days, and then I got the other one, and then when it died, I got a Durston X-Meet 1 Pro, and yeah, I've been pretty happy with that one, mostly. The
Mostly.
Yeah, the ground, like ground sheet fabric, uh, I think is not waterproof enough. So if you're really
Oh.
sleeping on wet ground or in a puddle or something, if it's raining during the night and you find out that the place that you've set up your tent in is just becoming like this big puddle, there's some water that will come through.
Oh,
Oh no.
okay. Are you gonna
So
take that
that
one?
no, I have like my old Hexamid top, and I have a in a tent. I'm not sure it's something that I bought secondhand, so and there's no brand on it, so I'm not exactly sure where it comes from, but it's the right shape and it's DCF floor, so I know that it's fully waterproof. And yeah, I also like the option of being able to just pitch the inner tent for the mosquitoes and just sleep in the open. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm taking for the CDT. So
Nice.
also I know that it's a dry trail, so I probably don't have to uh, plan for like long evenings and nights under the rain, and having a roomy tent or shelter or whatever to really live inside if I need to.
Yeah.
Probably closer to the PCT. So
Colorado can get a lot of rain, by the way.
Oh, in the
Yeah.
summer, yeah. If you hit Colorado though, and you were doing the trail. What was it? August?
July and August.
July and August. Yeah, July and August of Colorado. Some June, but not too crazy. It'll get a dump of rain and like crazy lightning storms, but
Yeah.
you just never know when one's going to hit. They happen so fast, but it's not bad.
And the biting flies are way worse than the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're like here it can get like Oregon in certain time periods, but
Yeah.
it just depends on when you hit it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, next question.
Next question. Best animal encounter.
Probably the mountain goat in Washington. So it was after that kind of town resupply day. That's just you crossing like a highway, and there's a couple of gas stations there,
White Pass.
and probably, and then on the way up after that, there's just like on the trail this mountain goat coming at me, and I just stop, look at it. It keeps coming, and okay, I will probably need to step on the side, and it's just like on this patch of rocks and scree, really, really steep. So I was not super comfortable stepping out of the trail, but I felt like I had to, and I had that on tape, so I filmed it, and it's just walked just past me on the trail, just barely looked at me, and just kept on going, and yeah. That was fun.
That's amazing. You'll see a lot of mountain goats here, by the way.
Yeah.
And moose.
Yeah. It was the first one that I saw, I think, and the
Nice.
only one on the PCT that time, but I saw like a few other ones when I went back last year after the AT in Oregon. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
But
amazing.
further away, so they were just like in the distance.
Yeah. That's so great.
Not on the trail coming at me. Yeah, otherwise,
Preferable.
like the scariest encounter that I had was with a moose in Maine on the AT.
No.
Really? What happened?
Yeah. Nothing. It was just there, but it didn't move, and it was like, okay, kind of a long day, and it was 5 minutes before I got to the place where I wanted to camp. So I was almost there, and it was getting dark, and at some point I just look on my left and oh, that kind of looks like a moose. And then I look again and oh, it's a moose.
Oh man.
And so I just went back for a bit, just waited for it to just move out of the way, and it did not. So I came back so that it was still there. Went back on the trail, waited some more, and then still didn't move. So in the end, I ended up just going around, but really bushwhacking in all the brush in the woods, and a little bit after where the moose was, the woods became like really more dense, and I didn't see what was there. So there might have been like other moose.
Probably was.
Moose?
Yeah. Yeah. How do you say moose plural? Is it moose?
Moose.
Moose.
Yeah.
You'll get used to them on the Colorado part of the CDT because there are a lot.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, you saw like 3 on the CT, right?
Yeah, I saw it. You'll hit like a 30-mile. I'm pretty sure it's the CDT too. Like a 30-mile stretch of cow pasture. I remember this one moose like jumping over the cow fence like it was nothing. I'm like, good God, these things are huge.
You probably didn't have to jump; you just step over, like easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but you know
those
what?
are big. And
Dude,
I've seen enough YouTube videos of grizzly bears running from mooses to know that I don't want to
Yeah.
fuck with them.
No,
Oh,
moose
no.
are scary. Like they can
Yeah.
get pretty intense. And so we have a number of moose that we see on a trail. We do a lot. And literally were right beside a bull moose. And it was what, just 100 feet from us or
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
And we're just like, all right, just don't look at it. Just walk calmly.
Yeah, I
But
think you're
anyway.
supposed to stay like at least 100 yards, like 300 feet
Yeah.
away from a moose to be
Yeah.
safe. But sometimes, you just walk up on it like you did.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
What are you going to do? Now that we have a
The-
dog and it's a husky, so it looks like a wolf.
Yeah.
Apparently moose hate wolves because they'll eat them. And
Yeah.
so moose will attack like any dog, especially one that looks like a wolf. So we get really nervous with
That's
our
not
dog.
good.
I know. So
No,
we get
no.
really nervous. We're like, well, we need to make sure this isn't moose country to let her off leash
Yeah.
because she might
Mhm.
run, up the trail and it can trample her. So we're trying to navigate that right now. But okay, last question. Best meal you've ever had on trail, not in town, but on trail.
On trail. Huh. That's hard.
It can be something that you packed out from town.
Yeah.
Can it be trail magic on trail?
Yes.
Meatball subs in the 100-mile wilderness.
Oh, is that in Vermont? Wait.
Yeah, it's in Maine.
It's in
It's
Maine.
just before
Oh,
the
in
end.
Maine.
Yeah.
It's like the literal last 100 miles, and it was this guy, like a former thru hiker on the AT, and he was just going to the 100-mile wilderness, just to make meatball subs for the hikers, and he was camping there for a few days at a time, and actually he moved after I saw him first, so I met him again and got a second one the next day. And yeah, it was a cool guy.
Okay.
Wow, that's
yeah.
amazing.
How did he manage to keep everything
Hot.
cold enough or hot
Cold
enough?
enough?
Yeah, so that no one got sick on meatball subs. That sounds like a risky gamble. I don't
I don't
know.
care. I don't care.
Who does?
I don't
You're
want
right.
to know.
You're like, it was
You
great.
clearly
either
didn't
way.
get sick. So.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
great. Well, I think that was the end of our rapid fire question.
that was the end of it.
Yeah.
Builder-Bear, do you want to tell folks where they can find you, or do you not want to be found?
On Instagram, it's Buildy Bear, so Buildy with a Y _ bear, because obviously Build-A-Bear was already taken. I don't know who that guy was,
Aw.
but it's, yeah. Identity theft is not a joke.
Not as cool as you, clearly. Well, I
Yeah,
think people
but-
also probably would want to see like I don't know if you ever post anything that you make, but it might be a nice little plug for you.
Yeah,
Maybe next time, maybe after you feel a
Yeah.
little prepared to share some of your stuff, we can
yeah.
plug in.
There's really nothing on that side to really share.
Okay.
You can find some of the stuff I made on the French ultralight hiking forum, randonnéeléger.org, but it's kind of all over the forum in like different topics, and there's no like easy way to find me.
Okay.
But if you want to get in touch, yeah, either like Instagram or
Okay.
So it's Buildy Bear.
Buildy _ bear.
Buildy with a Y _
Build
bear.
a Y.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So for any of you people that would be interested in
Yep.
a Belgium
Yeah.
with long beard,
Because I don't know what's the logic behind it, but like some people shorten Build-A-Bear with Builda, and some others shortened it with Buildy. And I don't know, I kind of like Buildy. That's like my secret trail name for just people I hike with is Build-A-Bear, and then for the really elite, it's Buildy.
Buildy.
Well, now we
love it.
know. But now you just told your whole secret to everyone that
You did.
listens. We can cut
Yeah.
it out if you want.
Oh
No,
my
okay.
gosh.
Only the elite
It's
call you
just
Buildy.
no. It's just I like it better if it's just like people like close to me that call me Buildy.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
You know, it
I
feels
love that.
Cool.
feels
It
more
feels more
intimate.
intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll also get your
No,
Tinder
also,
profile and
I
share it.
like my first name is not really prone to like shortened versions like Pierre. You
Pierre.
cannot get like shorter than that. So there's no. I've never had a real like I don't know
Yeah.
Nickname.
I
nickname.
hear you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
Pierre, Build-A-Bear, Paladin.
Paladin.
What a great last name.
It is. Dude, well,
That's
what a
been
great
awesome.
this has been amazing, Builder
Yeah, it's
Bear.
been
Thank you
fun.
so much.
So
I
always
know.
good to talk about hiking and talk to you guys.
Definitely.
I know it's been too long since we caught up, seriously. So
It's
uh
long and then it still feels like, you know,
short. Yeah.
not that long ago because we've kept in touch and I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true.
And we'll see you in a few months too.
I know. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Yeah.
Yay. Yeah. But I guess that's the
I guess
that concludes
concludes all the things.
our podcast. We hope you enjoyed our
I
Hiker
did.
Hacks podcast.
Yeah, we got some great hacks from you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And Builda, thanks so much for joining us on the podcast. We really
It was a
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Happy trails.
Happy trails.
Alrighty. In addition to all that great information offered up by Build-A-Bear and some of his own personal hacks, we just wanted to give you a small inventory of hacks that we use and hacks that we were able to dig through the internet for and find and compile into a short list here. Some of them have to do with weight, some of them have to do with water, some of them just have to do with all around comfort. And if you are a seasoned thru hiker, you may already know all or most of these, but if you don't, then we hope that at least some of these are helpful for you, and you can use these to kind of tweak your hiking loadout and your methods a little bit. All right, so let's get into it. One is plastic cutlery, but not only plastic cutlery with cut handles or some other type of cutlery. But ideally, you could just find some cheap plasticware from like a McDonald's or somewhere and just cut the handles off of it and use that as your cutlery when in the backcountry. I know personally, I prefer to use titanium spoons or sporks, but that's just me. All right, the next one, to save a little bit of weight here, you can cut some excess rope or cordage off of your pack, your buckles. You know, if you take rope for a bear hang, you can cut some of that off. Make sure you have only as much as you need, no less, no more. The third one, repackaged foods. Now, I do feel a little bit strongly about this one because not only are you tossing or hopefully recycling the packaging from the original foods that you buy, and just know that recycling is not as easily done on trail as it is back at home. But once you remove the packaging, you have the food, you crush the food up. The whole purpose behind that is to save space, really. Because think about a ramen packet. It's a square, rectangle. I think it's a square. Whenever you crush it up, it saves a lot more space. And so typically, we'll take multiple packs, crush them all up, and we'll put them into a Ziploc bag. And that's where the catch is. If you can find biodegradable Ziploc bags, that's going to be the best case scenario, because otherwise you're wasting or you're tossing the packaging of the original food, and eventually you're going to toss that Ziploc bag as well, which is kind of like double the carbon footprint. So, if possible, biodegradable Ziploc bags. Number 4, if you take duct tape, or really any kind of tape, Luco tape, Scotch tape, I don't know why you would, but whatever type of tape you have, you can save some weight in your pack by wrapping that tape around your trekking poles if you use trekking poles. And if you don't use trekking poles, I don't have any other advice for you. You're just going to have to carry it. But for those trekking pole folks, that's a nice way to save a little bit of extra weight. For water filtration, we have a few things about water here, actually. First of all, if you use a bladder, which you should, or at least I think you should. If you use a bladder and then you use a filter such as, say, the Sawyer Squeeze or another attachable filter, and then you filter into a bottle that screws on, ideally you have a two-way valve. So you have a bladder, filter, valve, and then you have your water bottle. Ideally, you can do a gravity hang. So you can hang it from a tree or some type of sturdy surface. Even if you're just hanging out in a manzanita grove, you can hang it from a manzanita. But also, back to the trekking poles, if you're in an area that doesn't have any like sturdy, rigid trees or shrubbery, you can use your trekking poles to make kind of a makeshift gravity filter hang. So if you still have both wrist straps around your trekking poles, you can stick one pole through the other and support them in kind of like a cross X shape, and just balance the water bladder and the filter and everything on that, ideally against at least a large rock or something to help support it. But it can be done. I've done it, and you can too. And that will make your life a lot easier if you're trying to have lunch and you need to also filter water. In addition to water, you can do a little bit of what we call gup engineering. So if you have a really low flow water source, but you have rocks and leaves accessible, or really anything, you can pile up the rocks and kind of dam up the water a little bit. Don't make it like, don't dam up an entire creek, but if you have a tiny trickle and you need to access that water, you can dam it up with a few rocks, and then you can use a leaf or something similar as a bit of a funnel to get a little bit more velocity and hopefully some drop on that water so that you can fill up your bladder or your water bottles. Another one on water. Water bottles freeze from the top down. Just like a lake, just like a creek, just like any other body of water, it freezes from the surface down to the bottom. So your hiking water is exactly the same. So why not just flip the water bottle upside down whenever you're in freezing or below freezing temperatures? That way it doesn't freeze through the mouthpiece first, which is what you need to be unfrozen so that you can use the water. And here is a hack that we got. I believe that was actually from Crush, one of our good friends. He uses hair ties to fasten objects to his shoulder strap on his backpack. So, the hair ties you put your hair up with, just run it through the pack, ideally a loop or something on the pack, and then run the tie back through itself so that it's fastened. And there you go. You have automatic fixation to your shoulder straps. Basecamp and I actually love to do this one. This is a weight saver. We like to utilize fanny packs, but you can also utilize those shoulder straps again, which kind of ties into the hair tie hack just mentioned. The fanny pack can usually fit a lot more volume than, say, pockets or other little compartments on your shoulder straps, at least usually 1 liter worth of gear or attachments or other stuff, even if it's just like a little medical kit. Every ounce that you save off of your back saves your knees and your joints and you a whole heck of a lot of pain in the long run. Even on the Colorado Trail this last year in 2023, I used an Ultimate Direction fast pack, and that pack has so many little pockets and attachment points on the shoulder straps. And honestly, it saved me, between the shoulder straps and the little tiny fanny pack that I used, probably about 2 to 2.5 pounds worth of gear. All right, this one is for the sleeping side of hiking. If you want to take an inflatable pillow with you, but you want to save a little bit of weight on some of those others that are a bit more cushioned and obviously heavier because of that cushioning, you can take a buff or a neck gaiter with you. And whenever you inflate your pillow, just put that neck gaiter around it, and voila, you have a pillowcase. And if you've been sweating on one side of the buff all day, yeah, it's a thin material, but you can still just flip it inside out and maybe avoid a little bit of that nastiness. Also, on the topic of a buff, I think it's extremely helpful to have a buff either wrapped around your wrist or around your neck, or even hanging on a shoulder strap, but somewhere accessible so that you can wipe sweat off of your face and especially out of your eyes if you get it in there. If you've ever gotten sweaty sunscreen drip into your eye before, it's a very unpleasant scenario. And then I'm going to reinforce the use of zippies again, but If you can find biodegradable zippies, that's the best way to go. But we use Ziploc bags for a lot of things, not only for repackaging our food, but for storing our toilet paper, storing our wet wipes, even electronics from time to time, because it's stuff that you don't want to either get wet or it's stuff that you don't want to dry out or leak. Another little hack, you may already know this one, but it seems like common sense to some people, but it might not be to others. You want to utilize all the space in your pack that you possibly can. So, take for instance, you have a tent bundled up in its cute little tent bag, you shove it in your backpack. There's more likely than not going to be some space on both sides of that tent, and maybe even above and below that tent in your pack that could otherwise be utilized by pieces of gear. The smaller your pack, the smaller the package, and the easier it is to manage, and also it helps you with weight displacement. When it comes to utilizing all the space in your pack, I know some folks like to use little packing pods or things like that. But honestly, if it's a nice dry day and I know that there's no rain in the forecast, I'll just take some socks and a jacket and other pieces of clothing like that and just shove it in the little corners and the crannies in between pieces of gear. And honestly, I prefer hiking with smaller packs, and that makes the job a little bit easier to manage. Oh, and here is something else about the shoulder straps, your water bottles. So, most of us use water bottle placement in those side pockets on our backpacks. However, growing in more popularity are water bottle holsters or attachments for the shoulder straps on your pack. And the reason for that is because that is a significant amount of not only water displacement, but it reminds you that you have water and that you need to be drinking it, which is important and often overlooked whenever you're hiking. If you didn't know this, 1 liter of water weighs 2.2 pounds. So if you have just 2 liters of water displaced off of your back, that is 4.4 pounds that are going to be attached to your chest straps instead of pulling down on your back and on your neck. This is one that I feel a little bit strongly about. And, I haven't read this anywhere. This is just something that I do. And I found that I have a much better experience when I do this. So at the end of each day hiking, I like to wash my feet and my bits. So feet, the jewels area, and the booty hole. So I found that whenever everything is nice and clean, I have less opportunity for rash or for friction or for chafe for that matter. Because as you sweat, you also excrete salts and other deposits. And those things can accumulate and they start to rub. And that's how you get chafe and how you get rashes. And honestly, I've spoken to some people and chafe has taken them off of trail. And also to the foot issue, it does help prevent blisters and rash on the foot as well. But I just feel like a clean foot seems to heal faster. Even if I don't have any major issues with it, whenever I clean my blisters, they just heal faster. To the topic of feet, shoes. So whenever you hike, you perspire. Even if it is cold outside, it doesn't matter. You can't get around it. If you know that you're going to be sleeping in freezing or below freezing temperatures at night, I would recommend sleeping with those shoes inside of the tent instead of leaving them outside in the vestibule if you have a vestibule. The reason for this is that unless it is extremely cold outside, so we're talking teens or colder, the ambient temperature inside of your tent is going to be hopefully warm enough to prevent your shoes and your soles from freezing. Now, that's not the coverall because, if it's cold enough, they're going to freeze unless you sleep with your shoes and your soles in your sleeping bag, which I prefer not to do, but dealer's choice there. Last few here, and these I actually pulled from the Trek. They have a little blog write up on some hiker hacks, and two terminologies here that I had never heard of before. So the first one is vampire energy. A lot of us like to, and I say a lot of us, I actually don't know what other folks do, but Basecamp and I, we typically plug up all of our electronics and let them charge overnight, which is great because it saves time, seemingly. But the issue with that is that once those devices are fully charged, they continue to suck or siphon energy out of that power bank. And if you've only got one power bank and multiple devices to charge and you're in the backcountry for several days to a week, that could be problematic. So I would advise probably charging your items whenever you're awake during the day, when you're hiking, whenever you're taking a lunch break or a break or whatever, setting up camp. But just charge your items whenever you're awake. That way, whenever they're done, you can unplug them and save as much charge on that power bank as humanly possible. And here's the last hack that I have to offer for you. It's a term that I've never heard of called walrusing. And this has to do with sleeping in the backcountry. So you've got your sleep system. Everything is great. You're tired. You get into your, hopefully a bag liner, but at least your sleeping bag. And as you toss and turn during the night, if you toss and turn, stuff typically gets twisted and you're all twisted in it and it's just uncomfortable and you have to readjust at some point. Well, walrusing is just that. It's whenever you get twisted up in your bedding, whenever you're backpacking. The easy fix for this, and it sounds easier than it actually might be in practice, but simply twist and turn and move with your sleeping bag liner and your sleeping bag. Again, that's good sound advice, but it may not always be practical for some people, especially if you're tossing and turning in the midst of like REM sleep and you have no awareness and you physically don't know and can't turn with your gear. But it is a thing called walrusing. Now you know, and now you know the solution. Well, that is everything that I have as far as hiker hacks that we use, that we've heard of, and just a few that I was able to find on some quick Google searches. If any of you happen to have a hiker hack of your own that you would like to share with us and therefore with our listeners, just reach out to us at our podcast email, Yeti Walks Into Basecamp at gmail.com, and let us know. We would love to share those on some of our upcoming episodes. And if you're okay with it, we'll give you a shout out. Well, we hope you enjoyed that second episode of Hiker Hacks with Pierre, Builda Paladin.
Pierre. Oh, sorry. That probably spiked the
It might
microphone.
have. Maybe you can take home some of these hiker hacks and kind of utilize them for yourself and create some pieces of gear for your hiking loadout.
But anyway, I did want to say I'm really excited for future episodes coming up. We want you guys to, we have a few coming down the pipe. We've been very busy with the podcast, which is wild because we're very busy right now in our real world.
By the time this episode is released, I'll have less than a week left of class, so I'll actually be able to do stuff.
And I'm like
edit.
Yeah. And I'm like neck deep in projects right now.
You are.
And when this releases, I will be in my third project moving forward.
You will. This will be released next Monday.
Yeah. So I have one coming up this weekend that we're filming. And then the guys are flying to Chicago, which I'm producing offline. And then we've got the TNF one.
Yeah. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
However, this Monday, right around when this episode should be released, you'll be talking to someone about possibly like doing a little mock doc or something for our Arizona trail hike
this
guys, December.
I'm so excited about this. He's a legit amazing director. He's in multitude of documentaries and storytelling, like his specialty is doc style storytelling. And he's so creative. I'm so excited. But he did the documentary on the 14ers, the girl who she did the Nolan Peaks 14.
Yeah, that thing.
Anyway, he did the documentary for her FKT. So he kind of understands. He loves outdoor stories and documentaries. He also really cares about the environment. And so we're trying to figure out how we actually create a documentary that ties in environment storytelling through hiking in a creative way, not just like a through hiker telling. Like we've seen so many through hikers telling their story, but we actually want to bring it from an outside perspective with an actual director who knows how to create a story and help us create that where we can help. I don't know yet what that looks like, but yes, I'm meeting with him to talk about it. I'm super excited.
I guess we'll see what that looks like.
Yeah, for the AZT. Get excited.
For the AZT.
Yes. So we'll see.
Yeah.
More details to come on that.
But anyway, that's all the things, yeah?
I think that's it.
If you have any hiker hacks of your own that you want to share with us that were not discussed in this episode, we would love to hear about them and kind of let folks know in future episodes. unless you have a patent pending on your hack. In which case, you probably wouldn't want to share.
You should probably keep it.
Yeah.
But as always, we do like to say thank you so much for listening and watching. Like, we so appreciate this. I cannot tell you how excited. Like, Wesley works so hard on this podcast, and to see just people listening in and genuinely liking it is a huge deal for us. So our hearts sing every time we drop an episode and we see people are listening. It's so great. So thank you.
Aside from just like the recording time, the editing and the show notes and the posting, that all takes like between 3, sometimes even 5 hours if there's a lot of like stuff going on in the episode. So yeah, a lot of work, blood, sweat, and tears goes into these. So thank you for listening and for offering any feedback that you have, negative or positive, because negative feedback does actually help us improve the episode if you have any constructive criticism.
That's true. And also, like, we do this for free, you guys. Like, this is not paid at all. We're not subscribed. We're not sponsored. Yeah. We're not sponsored. People don't give us money for this.
We sponsor ourselves.
Yeah. Which is great. And we're totally okay continuing to do this. But if you do want to throw us a couple dollars to help us out, Patreon, subscription, whatever that might look like, we absolutely will appreciate every dollar you give us. And we will always use it for the podcast to make it better, and to improve it, and to bring people on that you want to hear. Because that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to still tell our story in the process. The PCT is like the Lord of the Rings. It's a saga. So, I mean, we're still doing it. But anyway, I think, if you have any comments, thoughts, questions that you want, email us at yetiwalksintobasecamp@gmail.com or DM us at our Instagram on Yeti Walks Into Basecamp.
You do so good with those promotions like that.
I mean, I'm really passionate about it. I want people to, I love the emails we're getting from people and the questions and the comments. It's genuinely, it just makes my day every time we get one. So,
and we do have that couples episode coming up, and we've gotten 2 questions so far. So if you are listening to this and you have any questions about how, or the whats, or the means and the nices and the nitty gritties of hiking as a couple, it doesn't have to be through hiking. It can just be backpacking over a weekend or something. Let us know.
Or mountaineering.
Really anything outdoors or running as a couple, because there's an extra like layer that you have to navigate whenever you're doing it with a partner. So
yeah, and even if you're single and you're like, I'm genuinely curious, how do you do this with another person? Like, ask us a question. We want to answer these. And if you listen to Backpacker Radio on our couples episode, we are not afraid to talk about anything and everything.
No. Like, that was a good episode, but it was not fully comprehensive. So we still have stuff that we can talk about.
We have tons of stuff we can talk about. Yeah. And so, yeah, you can dig a very deep well when it comes to being a couple doing this stuff.
A well.
A big well. Oh, a deep well. Oh.
No.
Oh.
A well implies that you're getting something out of it instead of just digging a hole.
Well, yeah, because we aren't just digging a hole.
In wells, if you were to dig them, they would like gush up and overflow.
Well, isn't that our marriage? Isn't that our relationship?
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Overflowing with love.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. We're a little.
We have our moments.
We're a little dead here lately. Life is hard sometimes.
We feel like we're like swimming above ocean water and the waves are crashing in and we're just trying to keep our head above water.
Yeah.
It's great.
A really quick shout out. And, it shouldn't be quick. It should be a long drawn out shout out for The Fire Once Lost for our intro and our outro music. That track is called Appalachian Trail. Appalachian Trail. And we just love the vibe. So we reached out. We asked, hey, can we use this? We can't offer you any like monetary compensation. And he was like, yeah, I love supporting your podcast. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
He is an awesome artist from Denmark, and he is producing all this American bluegrass. And go check him out. The link to his Spotify and his socials can be found in our show notes. So if you can't remember the name, just go in the show notes and it will be down there right above all of our social media linky thingies.
So check him out, and he's got some new content. I always say content. He has, ow! He has some new songs that have come out, and they're really great. So you should go check him out.
Yep.
All right, that's it.
All right.
Anyway,
I wish I could be out in the wild to tell someone, like we should always tell someone in the hiking community. Happy trails.